Rolling. There we go.
Okay.
We are
Hello.
live. Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, America.
Hello,
This is-
America. Hey, real quick I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if I've told you this. Apparently these Fast and Furious podcasts are the best ones we've done, or like the best consistent wise.
Okay.
The YouTube videos
Sick.
have broken the hundreds. And that's crazy.
Nice.
Yo.
That's great.
So to all you out there watching, that's wild. So
Why?
click.
No.
Yeah, I know.
What do you
It wasn't
want?
what we
What do you
wanted.
want?
It's not what Nick wanted. It's not what Ian wanted. So
It's
click.
what I wanted.
Hey, did you know? I'm stealing this bit from Lythera. Did you know if you click the like button, when I say that, the like button lights up below? So you do that. You do that, comment, whatever the fuck. I'm not going to read them or reply. And just be like a Nazi or something. And
Yeah. The minimum. Minimum.
and subscribe and all that jazz. This is on YouTube, Libsyn, Spotify. It should be on Apple, but that one's like so hard to check if it gets up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to double check that. Anyway,
Okay.
Fast 9.
Fast 9.
We're continuing the year of Fast and Furious, gentlemen. It's almost over.
It's been what 20 weeks since we began this exercise.
It's 20 weeks. Yeah, it's been 20 weeks.
Oh, bullshit.
It's gonna Fast 10 is the next one, and the rough part is we didn't even realize it was a part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're supposed to be in tandem with another part.
Yeah.
Also, one thing we haven't done that Prelude film as well as the cartoons in the video games.
Cartoons? Oh.
Yeah, that's right. 2019 to 2021. I had it right here. It's pulling up. Fast and Furious Spy Racers.
What? Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. It's a Netflix animated series.
That's right. DreamWorks Animation.
Okay.
Good. God, who is it's Dominic Toretto's cousin, Tony Toretto.
Oh, is that the one kid in Puerto Rico?
I think so. Oh God, it's Tyler Posey from Teen Wolf. Oh no.
You have to watch it now.
You
no.
have to.
It's Teen Wolf. Yet
There's 6 seasons. There's 52. No.
There's 6 seasons. They did it in the span of 3 years.
No, I'm good.
It's a very Voltron situation, I guess, in that sense.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know if it was canceled. 6 seasons, 52 episodes. That's a lot nowadays. That means it was doing really well, or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we will have to check it out. Talk about that at some point. But anyway, let's get into Fast 9.
Fast 9.
Yeah,
Fast 9.
9.
It was so long. It was a long one.
Yeah, well.
So the last movie was Hobbs and Shaw. I was about to say it's not the Fate of the Furious.
Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm sorry, Chris. F9, the Fast Saga, mind you.
F9, the Fast Saga. You're right, Nick. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the last movie was Hobbs and Shaw, which was a spinoff.
Yeah.
In 2019. So we're now 2 years out. So again, they keep it consistent if you view it like that. If you're just watching the mainline stuff, it's been 5 years. No. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years since the Fate of the Furious.
Good Lord.
So new directors, they brought back Justin Lin, who hasn't been back. Who last one he made was Fast and Furious 6 back in 2013. It's almost 10 years out now. He also wrote this script, which he hasn't written any of the. He hasn't been credited as a screenwriter in any of these.
Yeah, the last one of these he did, which you alluded to, was Better Luck Tomorrow, 2002 true crime film that still has What's the character's name? Hold on. Let me double check. Uh, Han?
Oh yeah.
Han. In the prequel movie that we haven't yet seen, but he wrote that one.
This is weird. Played by Sung Kang or Sung Kang.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. F9. Oh, let's see how much it did, because one of the movies was like the top, like the 20th highest grossing movie in the world or something. See, this is why I was getting this shit together beforehand, and now I didn't.
726.2 million at the box office.
Yeah.
Goodness.
It's 2 years into the pandemic, which means it's filmed during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Holy crap. I didn't realize it was so recently. It's 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
oh my gosh. We're right up here. We're right up to the moment.
Dude, okay, there are like it's way more apparent to us because we've been watching them back to back. But I don't know what it is about this particular movie. Maybe it is because of like COVID exacerbated it. But everyone looks so much older.
Yeah.
Now in these movies, they are getting up there. Well, we're getting close to. No, this is 20 years. Yeah, 20 years of Fast and Furious saga. F9. So,
well,
let's go. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, no, I was gonna jump ahead and start asking you questions about the movie, but we can start with what we knew about it beforehand.
Let's do that. I don't want to give a full play-by-play. We can talk about scenes, just because we keep hitting those upper limits.
Everything's too long, Chris.
Of the audio, yeah. No, it actually is becoming a problem for how much data I'm allowed to upload to Libsyn.
Okay, so
like October really pushed it.
Okay, so do we keep it like 2
and I have it at
sentences?
the most like data thing.
Okay, do we do like 2 sentences each for
Yeah,
like...
man. Unless Nick, you want an hour? You want to go ahead? You talk for an hour. What did you think about the movie, Nick?
It was all right, I guess.
All right, podcast over. That's where we get
money saved.
Thanks for joining us,
guys. Secure. Good night,
everyone. Good night. All right. Oh yeah, we got to do that too. We're really bad about that. About our names. So my name's Chris.
Oh yeah.
I know we always forget to do this shit. We said we were gonna start doing this too.
You're Chris. I'm Ian, and boy,
I'm Nick.
I sure like movies.
Yeah, movies and media and stuff. Anyway, what we got out of it, let's get into the rising action, which is everything we knew about the movie.
Okay.
Beforehand. So, what did you all know? Because I knew Bupkis. Like, by this time, pretty much here on out until we actually start the podcast almost a year ago. Actually, a year ago. It's weird. I'm gonna know nothing. I just completely so disenfranchised from it, like disembarked from it. Mm-hmm. I knew zip. I knew at some point people said they go to space. I didn't know it was this one.
Ooh.
But yeah, they go to space. That was pretty much it.
I did not know much about this movie whatsoever. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you, Chris. What about you, Nick? Did you know anything about this one?
Not much, really. I mean, I just saw the trailers and the poster back then. Like, I think that's about it. Like, I didn't even know like about just like about like the cast and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's just let's talk about the movie. Ian, you had questions you wanted to ask.
I did.
Let's get into the climax.
Is there a celebrity that could actually shock you to find in this franchise? Guys,
so you were asking, you asked me this beforehand. My answer was like, well, first, I'm gonna just assume for me, right? Because as we've mentioned a couple times, we are not the audience for this.
Yeah.
Case in point,
Yeah.
there's an MMA fighter in this movie who is
Mhm.
horribly underutilized, if that's true. Because Nick was telling me he's like one of the strongest dudes on earth right now, just in terms of raw power. And he gets shot. He gets like parachuted out from the back of a car and explodes. And I'm like, well, he didn't do
okay.
any MMA stuff like Ronda Rousey did that one time.
Yeah.
And I assume the Ronda Rousey shit was before all this stuff came out.
Yes, probably.
But I don't know. I don't know how these movies work. so for me, I don't know. Helen Mirren was already like a weird one.
Weird. Yeah.
For me, and she's been in 5 of these now.
Isn't that sick? Isn't that deranged? Isn't that
wild? I don't know. Ian, you gave a really good answer, so you go to that one and you come back to me.
Oh sure. I
Morgan
thought,
Freeman. That would be weird.
That would be weird, but that would be like Red
Is he
weird,
alive?
where it's like Morgan. Yeah, he's still around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking before I say shit.
I said Werner Herzog would be an amazing pull for
That'd be
this
amazing.
franchise.
Mhm.
Just him like racing in a car and giving people like existential dread about.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's
We
alive.
race
He's
cars-
87.
We race cars merely to forget our mortal foibles. Nick, any person come to your mind that you're like, oh, that would be wild. That'd be a fun pull for this franchise to make up.
Yeah, there's fun pools, and there'd be very brave pools, I call them.
Okay.
They'd be a very brave pool to bring Neil Breen into.
Dude!
As a villain,
As a
but he
villain.
does what John Cena did in this movie.
Oh, he turns a leaf. Okay.
Turns a leaf,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the
Okay.
problem is we know too many obscure actors. Or actors
No.
that just wouldn't fit the bill, right? Like
Neil Breen is a household name, a
household
god name.
Yeah.
Every American loves Neil.
Yeah, you go, Neil.
You know what? Anyone
go.
from like Marvel would be weird.
Mm.
Especially because with all the stuff going on, like
Like
Marvel
John-
being
oh.
the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although now we're out of the
Yeah.
heyday, we're getting into like Marvel burnout at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So apparently, this movie,
It-
by the way, I just read, if according to Wikipedia and shit, was supposed to come out in 2019, so pretty close to Hobbs and Shaw, but due to the pandemic, was
pushed.
released, pushed later.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, its world premiere would be in Korea.
There are some scenes in this movie, I'll just say as a general note while I'm
You know, that's sorry. I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
That is really cool that the premiere is in South Korea, especially
Oh,
because
yeah,
Han
that
comes
is-
back.
Yes, and
So-
he is probably like the thing that this movie's most excited about returning to the
Yeah.
franchise. I think.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
bringing back the Tokyo Drift guys too, and God, they're old.
Yeah,
Everyone's
and
old.
It's so funny when they do a clip of his death in Tokyo Drift,
Yeah,
and then we immediately pan to a 20 years older Han across the street.
across the street. I know, dude. It's so weird because he's obviously wearing a wig, like from his old hair,
Mm-hmm.
and like he looks so like they have him in the dark, so you can't really see his face.
He's there with Kiefer Sutherland, who's like,
Yeah.
I've done better magic tricks than this. It's, yeah, great stuff.
That's
great
not
stuff.
Kiefer. So that's
Oh,
fucking the thing.
Mr. Nobody, played by
My God. I keep closing these check on.
Is it really that hard? Do you not?
Well, do
hold on,
you know,
I
Nick?
can remember.
Do you know, Nick? What do you know?
Oh, what's his name, guy?
Yeah, what's his name, Nick? Kurt Russell?
I got that.
Man,
See, Chris, so
you
much
know
time
who
has
didn't
passed,
say
you
Kurt
forgot.
Russell, Nick?
What happened last year, Chris?
I
What
don't know
movie
what
did you
happened like last week, dude. Everything,
God.
everything blends together. Hey, did you know Lucas Black was in that Chadwick Boseman Dodger movie?
Oh,
The baseball one?
Didn't.
I didn't know that.
Huh.
Granted, I don't think I've watched the entire movie. So
Yeah.
a lot of sports movies
Well,
I just don't bother with, so it's not even.
where should we
It's
start
fine.
with this flick? Do we want
I don't
to
know,
start
man.
with
There's so many things. A lot happens. So they start off right. I'll just set up the. I'll just give the premise, right? The
Okay.
plot of this movie. Where we go to Toretto, Dom, and Liddy
Mm.
with their kid, little Brian, little B.
will be
They're off the grid. It looks like because they don't even have a phone. That's what they say. Uh, Dom is teaching little B, little Brian, about cars, how to fix or how to repair an engine because I think he's fixing them with like a tractor or some shit.
Yeah.
Just someone know that they have him trained to hide in case of anything, and then Luda and Tyrese Gibson show up, and they're like, "Yo, Kurt Russell was kidnapped. Mr. Nobody in this movie was kidnapped,
hmm
and hey, we gotta go get him." He sent his last message to us, for which we see on the screen a cross, which is the cross Dom has, and we're introduced with the flashback. Well, yeah, the movie starts with a flashback of Dom's dad dying, which you hear about in the first movie. So there was a moment where we're on the track and they say the 80s. I'm like, oh man, are we gonna watch Dom's dad die? And we do. And then Dom also has a brother, as we find out.
never mentioned before, bro.
Never mentioned before in this fucking franchise. 20 years later, they introduce the main character's brother, who is John Cena.
I just have to say, so Charlize
Weird we couldn't
Theron
see
gets
him.
one of the first scenes with John Cena in this flick,
Yeah.
and they do feel the need to, and I think it's funny, hang a lampshade on.
Yeah.
You look so Nordic. The Torettos look nothing so different from each
I
other.
didn't know there was Nordic blood in Dom's like line.
Yes, that's the line. Yeah. Oh my god.
Because his face looks like a rectangle, like
Yeah.
in front. It's so funny. It's like they keep pushing it. They're really trying to convince you.
Well,
I guess they're kind of
there's-
leaning into the bit like a little bit too. But there
This
is no
movie-
there's no suspension of belief at all when they keep bringing it up.
Well, exactly. It's the same thing with, and I think it's handled slightly better, but um yeah, Ludacris's whole bit in this movie about, are we immortal? Are we
Okay,
unstoppable?
okay. Do you remember the last podcast for
Mhm.
the Fast and Furious, the year of Fast and Furious? With
Uh,
Hobbs and Shaw. Not or it was either the Hobbs and Shaw one or it was Fast 8, The Fate of the Furious.
okay.
That I brought up. Hey, we're getting close. Like, if we're following the Marvel thing and the superhero thing, this reminds me a lot of like the ending of Archer, where the Archer has the last season, has a running gag where Archer's taking on missions where it's like, yeah, this is obviously a suicide mission. Everyone's like telling him that, and he goes, "Nah, it's gonna be fine." And they
Yeah.
go, "Why? What is it gonna be fine?" Because I'm pretty sure I can't die.
Yeah.
Everything in my life has led me to believe that there's something protecting me, or that I can't like be killed.
Yeah.
I've beaten cancer. I've been shot numerous times. I've been blown up. I've been shrunk down. I've been
So many plane crashes. Yes.
yeah. And that's a series ends with him faking his death because he can't die.
Mm.
So I brought that up. You're like, oh yeah, we're at that point where everyone can just fucking live through everything.
Yeah.
So when Tyrese Gibson starts bringing it up, I start freaking out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh
Yes.
man, someone gets it because he's right. He is 100% right in this fucking movie.
And when you hear a character bring that up, lampshade that, my immediate response is, "Ah, crap! They're gonna kill these guys. They're gonna. Once the movie acknowledges it,
Oh,
the
yeah,
magic
they gotta kill
protection
someone.
dissolves."
But it does
Thankfully,
the
that didn't-
opposite, and they bring another person back to life. and he introduced more people who you didn't know about,
That's
including the
true.
brother of two of the most important characters of the first movie,
Yeah,
Dom
yeah.
and his sister.
And he has the, as you pointed out, exact same cross as his brother
Yeah,
that we've all been trained to associate as like, well, that's the symbol of the family, quote
yeah.
unquote, you know. Yeah.
He's the last one. He only has that. He goes to Brazil and almost caused an international incident by murdering a cop.
Ah,
Was murdering a cop before falling in love and
yep.
having a child with said
Mhm.
cop. Just to retrieve that fucking necklace.
Yeah.
And there's two. There's two now.
Turns out there's two.
I okay. So just while we're still on the brother thing, before we move on,
Yeah.
my favorite part of all that is the sister and John Cena only talk once, even if they're
On
only talk together once or say anything
yeah. Yeah.
in the same scene, because they're always doing cutaways between Dom
Yeah.
and like John Cena talking, and then they'll just
Yeah.
show the sister's face for like whatever reason
Yeah.
for like a little bit, and then just come back and she doesn't say anything. She's not part of the scene. It's between brothers. It's so fucking. It's so ham-fisted. It feels really crazy,
Yeah.
like shoved in.
Well,
I okay, but anything else about the brother situation before I move on?
Nick?
Because that's like the
No,
main story, right? Of this, but yeah, go ahead, Nick.
oh, yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's the main story for this, which is like apparently the dad was in debt. We get a vision from Dom, a near-death vision, the likes
Mhm.
of which hasn't been seen since Letty was thought to be dead in Fast Forward,
Oh yeah.
where Dom has a very underutilized superpower in this movie franchise, where he can read a crash scene and have
Yes.
visions and visualize it.
He can
I
visualize not just the crash, but the shooting that
the
happens
shooting,
after the crash.
what people are
Yeah.
saying during this,
Uh-huh. That's right.
it's
That's how I always
wild.
tell a story.
So Dom's dad is in like debt, back in the day,
Yeah.
and the brother, he's gonna take a dive in the race and ask the brother because he knew Dom wouldn't do it. The asked John Cena to cause what was like a hairline crack in the fuel line or something that
Yeah.
would cause it
Yeah.
to sputter out.
And instead, he explodes midair and barrel rolls.
Yeah, because the other racer does a pin maneuver to them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually a pretty cool explosion. The way that
I
car launches and runs against the wires.
one good thing I do want to actually throw really quick about this movie,
Yeah,
because I feel like we have a lot of gripes, truthfully.
yeah,
There's the actor Vinny Bennett who plays a young Dominic,
yeah.
and I'm trying to look for the other actor's name, but I do think that the young Dom and young Jacob are good actors, and uh, a scene where young Dom sees his dad explode, I did specifically think, and he never had a strong emotional response ever again.
Yeah,
That
never
was the
again.
last one.
The only other time we see him have emotions, like real emotions that weren't just anger and I'm gonna fight some dude,
Yeah,
was the very first Fast and Furious where he's talking about his dad,
yeah,
where he
yeah,
cracks a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
It's it's crazy because like people used to make fun of, or maybe they still do, of like Fast and
Mm.
Furious, where it's like they'll be racing and then all of a sudden they talk about like their family past or something. That only happens in like the first fucking movie.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah,
just kind of
that's true.
like, yeah, we're fambambly, so we're gonna help each other out and do shit. Fuck. Okay,
Yep.
so, and that's kind of like the setup with the conflict, and I guess John Cena at some point became a secret agent working for Mr. Nobody in the spy world.
Oh.
And yeah, it's just never been brought up. It's never brought up till now. Portrays
Don't
him
worry
to
about
help out a rich prick, and the rich prick will betray him. Cypher's back. That was the other big thing.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Charlize is really crushing it. Yeah.
yeah. At least she's not doing the white dreads anymore.
Yeah.
Although I chalked it up to maybe a hacker reference the last time, but I was like, yeah, okay, at least he's not doing.
That's a reference to the sequels from The Matrix. She's doing yeah.
I guess now she has an awful bowl cut. Well, it works with her character though.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I just say
Yeah.
one dumb thought really quick before
Go
we
for it.
talk about other things? So I was watching that scene where Charlize is in a glass jail, like a Magneto jail for a lot
Yeah,
of that
she's
movie.
in. Yeah, I was thinking about Magneto jail.
And I did at one point I was like, wow, so they're just what? She just lives in this does that have a toilet? How does she how
They all
how
watch her
does this
poop.
Yeah, they all watch her poop in this glass
true.
box.
It's true.
Yeah.
Uh
I'll pee.
yeah.
Thank God this only apparently happens. No, it takes a while, right? Like Days of Nice Pass. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Whatever the
That's
logic
where
is
my mind goes
behind that.
immediately. Anyway.
Yeah, but again, she's good at the dead eyes. Like,
Oh yeah.
look, she's really good at that.
Oh yeah.
And she's just good at she's just a great actor. But like, and then she does the drone attack, and then that's pretty much it. We don't see her again. So she was like fine. She was always gonna get away.
Did you guys at any point think she was dead when Dom flings a truck at her?
Absolutely
at
not.
her aircraft?
That was so. It would have been
Oh, no.
so easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When they flipped the truck to hit it like a bat.
Oh my god.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
No. Okay. There's so many wild stunts in here. We'll talk about them in a little bit. I just want to talk a little bit more about the characters before we get into that, because we are going to have to rank everything.
Yes.
Tyrese and Luda, a little bit more isolated from everyone again. Like they're getting more and more just the comedy duo thing.
I think that their plot line was way stronger than our last taste of them, though. Like there was.
Yeah, they go to space.
I was. They go to space, and then they say, "Let's drive through the thing and fix it."
And then they go to Japan and meet the original Tokyo. Well, 3 of them. It's not all of them.
Yes,
the girl's missing.
not all.
Yeah. Was it? And I think there was one more, but I can't even remember. It's the guy I always think looks like 70s like Tokusatsu star.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bow Wow and Lucas Black, and they all look so old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my god. So
yeah,
I don't know. It is wild that within the fiction of the universe, Tokyo Drift only happened a little bit ago, I guess.
Yeah. Or something.
Oh my god! What a wild! Oh my god!
What a wild franchise, dude.
What a wild world, guys!
How did you feel? How did you feel about this time skip for them, y'all?
Man, you know what?
What?
When I saw Vin Diesel,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw John Cena, I thought, wait, which time skip? You mean the?
I was about to say, I'm talking about the Tokyo Drift trip.
Oh, Tokyo Drift. Yeah. You know, Chris, we're old. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I would tell you that was 20 years ago. Like, you can't.
No, but I mean, like where they're at now, they're still hanging out at a dock, although they're building
funny.
like rocket cars.
Well, obviously, I mean, yeah, the whole scene's gone. Like, you know, they're just shooting rocket fuel. They're not gonna be drifting.
Yeah, it's the next level. It's just rockets on there.
Hey, and it helped. It helped America. Okay.
Yeah.
When we get that shot out the I guess off the side of the satellite, and it's just it's a car. It's a car in orbit. It's one of the funniest shots. It's so good.
I
It's
agree.
wild.
Every time it showed up, it looked super funny. Like the way they framed that was really great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their little suits. No, it's and again, Tyrese Gibson was right. They're not a scratch,
Not a scratch, not a scar.
a scar.
No.
It's gonna be fine. All right, so what
Hmm.
else? What other characters stuff? Yeah, dude, it feels like not much. Actually, because like the MacGuffin, right? It's another fucking tech virus
End of
thing.
the world weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
end of the world
Yeah.
level. This time, it really is. It really just is like we're not gonna even explain it. It's
Hmm.
just it
Yeah.
takes over all technology everywhere.
Makes
Because
machine mad.
yeah, anything that runs on binary, like has a binary system, fucking God take over. That's it. The end of the world. Who
Your
made it? We don't
your
know. It's
easy bake your easy bake oven gonna
yeah.
choke your baby. Your lamp gonna kill your dog. It's all
Tie it to the code. Tie it to the DNA of our daughter, which means if Japan ever needed to use her, whatever the parents were working for, you have to get
yeah.
the daughter, but they don't. And then like, oh yeah, how do we feel
And then
about L? Now Han has a kid.
uh well, can I tell you that plot point around the
Yeah,
DNA lock, it made me immediately think, oh, so they're just repeating the plot point from Hobbs and Shaw.
dude, it feels like we've done. This is the third time we're doing this now. It's why I bring it up.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. It's we brought in a young lady who can be kind of, oh no, we need her genetics for this. Yeah, you're right. Actually, they've done it more than just in
Yeah,
Hobbs and Shaw. They also did it in another one.
they did it
Uh,
when Cypher showed up.
yeah, yeah,
Whichever
you're
one that
right.
one was. I think that's eight, maybe.
Uh, yeah, 8, 7, or 8, something
Yeah,
like
7 or
that.
8.
This is so they've done genetic lock, massive weapon of mass destruction
Yeah.
multiple times in this franchise now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know. Seems like they could come up with something new.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. Like it felt, dude. And we'll get into like I'm kind of hinting at it, but I really didn't feel this one. So, but we'll
Same.
get into that. Let's talk about some of the action scenes. What are some of our favorite ones before we get into that? Without doing a play by play, and we're gonna as we're
Um,
trying something new with this.
I'd say that probably one of the standout scenes for me that really worked was the standing fight that
Okay.
Luda and Tyrese have in the back of the van with
Oh, the magnets.
our hacker. Yeah, with the magnet fight.
Yeah.
Uh, you get a few more moments of good like play with the magnets in that space.
Yeah.
Which I liked. I thought that was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that kind of stood out for me more than Mr. Nobody's secret base moment, which felt kind of, we already did the magnets. This is not a, but I did also love that, and not to jump ahead, I did love the final fight where we turn magnets on and off and fling cars at
Yeah.
things. That's
And people are
also
just
very fun.
dying, like left or right.
Left and right.
Everyone's murdering everyone left or right. We've come a long way from tank driving on the wrong side of the road,
We
wrong side
really
of the
have come a
freeway.
long way from terrorists in Spain. Like everybody
Yeah.
murders everybody. Like there's a
Everybody's murdering
shootout
everyone.
in, I think it's
It's
Honduras or South Mexico, something
yeah,
like that, where they, yeah, and they
fucking
just
crazy.
like have a shootout in the jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are going to be some of the visuals I was going to talk about right now,
Okay.
which is the jungle stuff at the beginning, such as crossing the bridge as it's falling.
Hmm.
Although that last bit where they make it over, I'm like, no, they fell. That's
Good
that's
night.
obvious.
Yeah.
There's nothing moving. That means the bridge is vertical. But now they make it. The real shit was Dom swinging the car,
Oh yeah.
which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I appreciate the audio done for that, which is you're just hearing the swinging. You're not hearing any car revving or anything. Because it adds a lot of like this is some shit. This is some
This is wild.
like
Yeah.
And I will admit, John Cena's car being caught by a jet midair. I'm like, yeah, that's
Very
some Hot Wheel shit. I'm into it. That's fucking. that's that was fun.
Yeah.
So the magnet stuff, having, I think it's a fun revelation that oh my god, it's the Egyptian name. I always forget. It's not ISIS. What Ramsey?
Is it
Okay.
okay? Ramsey
Ramsey
can't drive stick.
can't drive. No, can't drive
Drive. Yeah,
because he's never driven in the franchise before.
he's a Londoner.
She's a Londoner. But yeah, but I think it's funny that that's never caught up, and that's finally brought up. No, the magnet scene, I agree with you. I will say there's an incredibly frustrating scene, which is
Okay.
John Cena being like freed by them, because at that point you're like, well, there's no excuse they don't all just shoot him now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing in the way, other than
Right.
like when they get close to doing a John Cena, or like there'll be moments where it just says, "Oh, they come with me, don't do anything" or whatever, and we don't know why.
Man.
There's no good reason, other than I guess they're brothers, so we have to just go again the family thing. But they hate each other at that point, and they've been away for so long, so I don't think it matters. No,
If
it's one of
you
those things of
didn't
like
see-
that's the end of the franchise. Whenever like you wrote yourself into that,
Mhm.
there's no excuse for them not to shoot, other than the movie has to still go on. You know,
I agree. I agree.
it's
Yeah.
so that scene's so frustrating. It is followed by Vin Diesel breaking down like boat-sized chains from the ceiling, leading to
Oh,
his
yeah.
own almost death.
hmm
So in another case of
Uh,
he has superpowers.
Oh yeah, they're all immortal super
Yeah.
beings. Definitely.
Yeah.
John Cena did a fucking Ghost Ride the Whip, jump off the thing, jump on another car like twice in
I
this
forgot
movie.
about that. Yeah, he does. He does do that.
Like,
Or who was it? It's Letty that launches a motorcycle into the air, and then another car launches into the air and knocks her bike off and sending her flying. But she lands safely
That's
on a car,
uh-huh.
unscathed.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Tyrese Gibson's character is 100% right
Yeah.
in this fucking movie. I won't I can't. You can't tell me otherwise, dude. Like everyone's
I
alive.
think in the next one they need to do something like out really even
They
crazier.
need to
Like
actually
Tyrese
kill
Gibson.
someone. Like they need to like even
Tyrese-
Brian is not
Yeah.
dead.
No,
Like,
Brian shows up at the cookout. Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Makes it in the blue Nissan. Yeah.
Oh man.
He's taking care of the kids apparently too. I think that was a line in the movie.
Was there ever a shot of reconstructed Walker in this one, or was that just done in the
No,
in the final movie?
as far as I know, that's only been done in that one movie.
Okay.
Me and Nick said if they show
I
him walking out of that car, that's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah,
That's gonna leave a real bad taste. In fact, even showing the car was a little much for me. But it's like fine. It's fine, I guess, because the character's still alive in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. What other? Is there any other action scenes? I feel like there were so many, but none of them really stuck with me. I guess just the very fact that they launch a car into space is like a big deal.
They launch a car into space and they drive it through a space station, and then they drive to the International Space Station to go home. Very fun.
Yes.
Probably what I'm gonna vote for.
Oh, that came off to me as luck because they said they used all the rocket fuel to ram the satellite or something.
Yes. I did think Helen Mirren's race against the London police was nice, but it's like just worth mentioning. Like, oh, I'm so glad that they got to have that scene. Good for them.
Just to have her in, and she's out. She's out of jail.
Yeah, in and out.
So it's gonna be a thing. Hobbs. Sorry, Hobbs is just doing his own thing, and we get Han showing up, Which Hobbs, like, I don't know if it's just for surprise to Hobbs to be like Ghost. I thought the way I read the situation was Mr. Nobody hired Hobbs to kill him and to
Oh,
make it
okay.
look uh real.
Mm.
Which again, that implies a lot was going on during Tokyo Drift. That was just happening in the background.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible they're gonna retcon a bunch of stuff and be like, "No, Mr. Nobody was pulling the strings the whole time, guys."
I just don't know what Sonny Chiba is doing with the Yakuza right now during all this. Because they should
Yeah.
still be. That's what I'm worried. They got to show up in Fast 10.
Yeah.
Even though Sonny
Or
Chiba
part 1
passed
or
away,
2.
I do know that. So that's it's going to be really weird.
What
Okay,
about
is
you,
there any
Nick?
other action
What
scene
was the
before we go
action
into. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying the exact same thing. Nick,
Okay.
what was the action scene that stood out to you, man?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what you guys brought up. I think also, I don't know, I kind of dug Vin Diesel ripping the concrete off the walls with his chains.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I agree with you. Just for the sake of, like, I think we're just leaning into that now.
Him superpowers.
He has superpower. He has super strength. There should be a thing where, like, it becomes harder and harder for me to believe when he punches someone, they don't just explode.
Well,
You know?
well, John Cena fighting his brother punches a hole in the fucking wall at one point.
Yeah.
One, I think he's like the third or fifth. Like, he is way down the list of men who have been able to do that in this franchise now. I feel like we've seen that. Like, yeah, these people can punch concrete. I absolutely agree. Like, why does John Cena not punch Vin Diesel and his head explodes like a cantaloupe? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Because their aura, they're too strong. Their aura protects them.
their AT fields are blocking.
Right. All right. So let's just go into what do we get out of it, falling action. What do we all think of this movie? Ian, you want to go first? Overall thoughts.
Sure. Overall thoughts is I weirdly think that this is we're starting to get diminished returns for me, at least. This is one of the weaker entries. It's I think 8 had more vim and vigor in it than this one even, and it was already one of the weaker movies. But, like, I don't know, at this point it feels, and here's a wild pull maybe, but it feels even more like the Ocean's sequels. Like, yeah, this is an excuse for a butt ton of cameos, and you're gonna do your 10 minutes of acting, and then you're gonna go home. You know,
you're somehow part of the franchise.
Because you mentioned Ronda Rousey. In this one, we got a lot of cameos. Cardi B is in it for like 5 lines.
I forgot about that. Yeah, and she's like related to one of the characters we see in a previous. In fact, I think in Hobbs and Shaw, right?
Yes, that's
she
exactly
says she works
right.
for that team of women assassins, of sexy lady assassins.
Sexy lady assassins. We get let's see, who else is it? Ito, Bad Bunny singer. He
Wait,
shows
Bad
up.
Bunny's okay. You know what? You're asking the wrong person because I don't even listen to Bad. But he's in here.
He's a cameo as one of the lookouts, and he gets shot. Like you said, he shows up not to speak, to get shot immediately. But they put a song of his over the end credits, and he got to cameo in this flick. So
got it. That's probably part of the deal with the song.
Yes, I agree.
Nick pointed out that MMA fighter who gets launched out of the back of the truck with a parachute and exploded. That was crazy. No, I was just bringing that up, and he's not.
Okay, that was follow.
And as I was saying,
the movie does.
Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, yeah, all the cameos don't feel like up anymore. It's just like a hey, and this guy's and okay, cool, he did it.
Yeah, died. Doing so, they said something. The Kevin Hart one is, I still think, like, real bad. Like,
one of the worst things.
I think that was really I really didn't enjoy that. I think if it didn't kill the momentum so much of the movie, you know, because
Yeah.
it really felt like, oh, we're stopping for this,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and the jokes weren't even that like they weren't hitting for me. I think because it was that problem of we're talking about how cool I am when I'm not type deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I know that's part of the bit that he's just some airline marshal, but he talks up like his background of how militarized and cool he's ready to be, and then he does cool stuff later. It's like, yeah, but it's not funny. Oh shit, sorry.
Laundry.
Whoops. All right. Here we can finish this off real quick before we do that because I feel like we're gearing up
Okay.
towards the end.
Yeah.
Back to it. Yeah, so I'm with you with the cameo thing. I think we are getting it's it's becoming a Marvel thing, right? Where someone just shows up.
It's and I mean the franchise already had an issue of um narrative blur. Like
Okay.
the story is bullshit that gets you between plot beats, really,
Yeah.
at this point. And I swear to God, if I didn't have the Wikipedia open, I probably couldn't tell you in what order some of this stuff happened. It's
Yeah, I'm
just
actually having troubles, which is part of the reason I didn't want to do a play by play this time.
yeah, exactly.
No, I'm with you on that. It's just like we really kind of just come down to cool stunt, cool stunt, cool stunt. Which
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, they're still really yeah, they are cool and they're entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
It's just wow, I was having a really hard time getting through the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's quite on 4's level because 4 I was
No.
just bored,
Or was boring. Yeah. Yeah.
and I think that's the worst thing you can be. It's not just for a movie, but like especially this franchise.
Yeah.
Be boring
Yeah.
anyway. Nick, overall thoughts on the movie? What'd you get out of it? What'd you think?
You know what? I'm kind of with you. It felt like the diminishing returns, but I think also it does seem like, well, it's 20 years and over 20 years
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
And
good.
I think it's also like wondering where its actual place is now in this day and age for a film franchise.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
Can I
yeah,
ask
I
really
get
quick
that.
both of you something about that? Actually,
Mhm.
the legacy, like where it's headed, where this is all going.
If
There's
I
like
God. Oh.
three. there's there's three younger actors that are introduced into this plot. They show
Okay.
up early on, and then at the cookout later. Do you think that Fast and Furious is interested in being like, and here's the young generation. We're gonna phase out the old, like,
Dude, I don't
essentially do
know.
what Marvel
Dom
does.
is so well. You know what? It's the Iron Man problem, right?
Exactly.
Dom is
Exactly.
the linchpin, and it was weird. But I mean, like Brian was too. But then
I
Brian,
could
like, they were
absolutely see
forced to
them,
move on.
and in that way, and that for that exact reasoning, I could definitely see them saying, "Hey, we're gonna give John Cena his own series where he basically does a parallel thing.
Kind
Hey,
of
we're
hope
gonna
not.
give so and so a thing
Yeah.
and watch." Like I don't know why they haven't given Tyrese and Luda a series of their own. I think they could lead a film with the chemistry they have, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
I feel like you're falling into the old like trope of like the comedy relief is gonna get their like thing.
true.
Well, I mean they are more than just comedy relief because they help out a lot with
Yeah.
everything and are like central players. But it's like you do that, then they're no longer central players. Does that make sense?
I do know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah, like
definitely.
because they start
Yeah.
off their own
Yeah.
thing. Maybe it could. It's so tough, especially with the franchise that's so built on found family and we're all sticking together.
Yeah.
Like the Hobbs and Shaw one, I get because they're not even really part of the group. They're kind of just like friends and they'll help out for
Tangential.
sure. But
Yeah.
they are like kind of their own like agents, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas everyone else is always hanging out together. Yeah, because so who would be the new generation? It's like not Han. It would be L. Well, Han was brought back, so it's like, do you get rid of him again? Does he die a fourth time?
Oh my god, if only. Like, yeah, you give him a dramatic death 5 movies from now that turns out to also be fake 12 movies from
Yeah,
now.
12
Like,
yeah.
I don't. Oh
And
man. Yeah.
fuck. And then so it's like what? L, John Cena, and
And the
what?
young guys that they introduced, they're I don't remember the characters' names at all, but they were like 2 younger mechanic dudes that kind of showed up in the movie and interacted here and there.
No, I don't. Do you mean the people Dom meet in jail?
Oh shoot, yeah, I'm thinking of 1989 Jail Guts. That's who I'm thinking. I was like, wow, these young guys, they could do their own thing. Yeah,
And those, I'm pretty sure those characters are the young versions of the two
the original,
brothers
the original
that show up in
posse.
the earlier movies.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That is who I'm thinking of.
No, I don't think
Well,
they're ready to move on, dude.
okay.
Like, I don't think they
Okay.
I don't think they've set up enough shit. Like,
I mean,
they're gonna
changes
have to
happen
figure
abruptly
something out
here.
soon.
Yeah, I agree.
Because everyone's getting up there. Like,
If it's going to be comedic, I think watching Fast and Furious 10 is going to be funny watching Vin Diesel, truthfully.
yeah,
He's already and I'm not trying to be a dick and but it's just
no,
Yeah.
he's an older gentleman. It's weird to see him 20 years ago and
Yeah.
now so close together. Yeah.
There's I forget what podcast was I? I think I was listening to Behind the Bastards, and David Bell was on there, and they were talking about how like in one of David's like David Bell's a writer. He used to write and direct for Crack. I think he did most of the directing for Crack videos.
Mhm.
But he has a podcast with Tom Raymond, who's a writer, who's a great writer. They're both great. I should say that. But anyway, um, they were talking about watching the Shia LaBeouf, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones movie,
Yeah.
the Crystal Skull, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
Yeah.
and how that movie has this weird fear where every time Harrison Ford does a stunt, not even the latest Indiana Jones, but that one, it's like the fear is, oh my god, if he lands this jump wrong, he's just gonna be broken forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it takes on a weird existential horror where you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna feel that in the morning, like that's gonna be bad, and like
Oh man.
as you,
Yeah.
especially as you, the audience, get older too, and you realize like how easy it is just to have pain, like.
Chris, in just a few months,
Yeah.
alone, you will realize, oh, what 30-year-olds are supposed to be doing this bullshit?
Yeah,
Nah.
bullshit. Dude, the one everyone tells me about is 35.
Yeah, that sucks.
35's the drop.
It's a real rough time. It's a
I
real
know.
rough time.
I'm already doing my stretches and all that. Like, fuck, dude. I'm going to like a hardcore show tomorrow. Like, all right. But anyway, so I guess my only final thoughts, overall thoughts. Yeah, I wasn't digging this movie as much. It was kind of like not that into it, even with the twist of like Han coming back. But you know what? Maybe
Yeah.
because like 5 years haven't passed, like for me
Yeah.
between the last movie, so maybe that made
Yeah.
a lot more sense for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Supposed to be me
Yeah.
applauding with the audience, but it also feels like this movie has this franchise. We have to bring up everything now with the franchise while adding new shit from while retconning shit, right? You have to bring up
Yes. Yeah.
the lady assassins, even if it's just one scene. That's how they get out. It helps with the cameo. Bringing back
And it helps
Cypher. Oh, what's up?
and it helps to cross promote the other parts of the franchise.
Yes.
You
To
got
be
to
like,
go watch Hobbs and Shaw to get this.
yeah, to get that. Yeah, if you watch Hobbs and Shaw, you would know why they were fighting. Yeah, I don't know. The brother thing really did seem ham-fisted to the point where I even felt like they weren't taking it that seriously. Which I guess, yeah, it's the name of the game for this movie, for these movies. But I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. And the stunts weren't as crazy, mind-blowing to me anymore. I think the most visceral one for me was that car, that NASCAR race, the car crash, because that looked like an actual car that's
Yes.
crashing as opposed to just
What about
CG
space?
stuff.
Sorry.
What about space?
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. It didn't hit me yet. Maybe because they're just floating.
Because it wasn't as grounded, right?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know. I don't know what's to come next, but I do have a strong
Yeah.
feeling that on the continuum of grounded to not,
Yeah.
one end is Fast and Furious wire rope, the
Yeah.
other end is Fast and Furious driving through a satellite in orbit.
In the middle.
Uh,
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much. I think we hit all the little things. Let's do our little recommendations, and then we gotta rank
Okay.
the stuff.
All right.
What do y'all recommend? Having done this podcast and watching Fast 9.
I'm gonna recommend Thunderball by
Wow.
the James Bond
Wow.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderball's good.
Yeah.
Old timer. What fucking
Hey, do you like silly stuff that's a little horny in space? Watch Thunderball.
watch Thunderball.
Watch Thunderball. There you go, guys. Thunderball.
Nick, what do you recommend?
I recommend Scooby-Doo at WrestleMania.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, dude, that
Hell
movie.
yeah.
That's a personal favorite of me and my college friends as we would watch bad movies.
Oh.
Although I would argue that one's Undertaker's the villain
Yeah.
for most of that. He's a supernatural force.
And
John
there.
Cena saves the gang from a giant boulder.
Yeah, and Kane's there.
Yeah, and Kane's there. That's a good one. That's a good one. Fuck. What do I recommend for Fast 9? The movie we just talked about on this podcast that we call What We Got
Yeah.
Out of It.
Out of it.
Hosted by Chris, Nick,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and someone call Ian.
That's right.
What would I recommend to everyone? That's a good question. A question, every good question deserves an answer.
He's just gonna say Godfather 2 again.
I'm
I'm gonna have it
say
right up
Godfather
here.
3. That's what.
Godfather 3.
I don't know. Go watch The Pacifier and fucking. Wasn't there? So Vin Diesel, that's The Pacifier, right? Which one's?
Yeah.
Which one's? Is there a John Cena one? He's a babysitter.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
What
I
is
know
it?
for a fact there is. Because it came with a Domino's pizza. Shoot. Guys,
John Cena babysitter movie.
I know he was in Tooth Fairy 2.
And Chris.
Is it Playing with Fire? Is that what it's called?
Oh, that sounds like it could be it.
That's the first thing that came up. Yeah, this is Playing with Fire.
Okay.
The movie, they're firefighters raising kids.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, that one and The Pacifier. It's when Vin Diesel finds out a teenage boy he is babysitting has a swastika in his locker, and I won't elaborate beyond that. So,
ooh,
go watch those. Okay, time for the best part of these podcasts, gentlemen.
Yes.
Fellow hosts, we must rank these now.
Okay.
So first is first. We must decide on what was the best action scene of this movie. Any nominations right out of the gate?
Nick?
Space.
Yeah.
Is that even action though, Nick? I ask you because they are kind of just floating there.
Chris, they ram the car.
They ran the satellite.
I know, but isn't it kind of flaccid because they're in space?
It's not good
This
enough.
movie is flaccid. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
I'm sorry. The guy dying. Yeah, the guy dying in the.
What guy dying? There's a lot of people who die in this movie. We just don't see their
Vin Diesel's
faces.
dad dying because you're like, wow, that's grounded. Unlike the space stuff, that's not grounded.
I don't even think that's the best action scene. I'll be real with you. That's the most visceral one because it looks like they blew up an actual car.
Yeah, maybe the
Yeah, what do
intro,
you
maybe
think
the
it
whole
is,
intro,
then,
because
Chris?
like,
What are you thinking?
Uh, what the bridge, the jungle stuff?
Oh, is that the favorite action scene from this movie?
No, I
The
don't think
bridge?
that's my favorite. It might be the second magnet one because everyone comes off like a psycho.
yeah,
And
Where they're like whipping cars into other cars.
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I might go with space now that I'm like, because it is more iconic shots and they're funny.
Yes.
But I don't know.
listen,
I felt so underwhelmed. They sent them to space, and there
here's my
wasn't
argument.
much.
Here's my argument.
Okay,
I don't
go.
think this is going to rank great anyway. No matter
I
what.
agree. I agree with you on that.
I don't think it's going to rank well. But of the things that even have a prayer of coming near the as they mention
Yeah.
the submarine, the airplane crash, the like which of those are doing it? Magnet, Ghost Ride the Whip, or Ludacris
Ghost
driving through a satellite?
Luda. No, it's Tyrese Gibson's at the wheel for that.
Tyrese Gibson drives.
Roman's at the wheel. All right, yeah, let's do it. In space.
Yeah.
The cars in space. Okay, so is Cars in Space better than the second mine run in Fast 4?
I think so.
Yes, I think so.
I am inclined to agree. Because I think I do agree with you guys. It's one of the better scenes of this movie. Okay. Is it better than the garage scene from Fast 2 where all those cars excuse me. Where all those cars like come out of the garage at once and make a 90-degree turn. And they're all like real ass cars.
I want to say yes, but what's the one after this one? Just so I get it.
The one after this is the Haka family fight from Hobbs and Shaw.
Ooh, okay. I feel like Nick, I definitely like the Haka better than Space. So I don't know. What are you guys thinking right now?
No, I agree.
The Haka one better than Space?
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree. And you know what? I think it's better than the garage scene. Okay. So, our new number 8. That means our new number 8 is the Cars in Space for Fast 9. So our list now consists of let me number these right. Number 10, we have the second mine run for Fast 4. At number 9, the garage scene from Fast 2. At number 8, Cars in Space, Fast 9. Number 7, Haka family fight, Hobbs and Shaw. 6, the ice chase scene from Fast 8. Number 5, Shibuya Drift from Fast 3. 4, the plane sequence in Fast 6. 3, the Abu Dhabi car through towers scene in Fast 7. 2, the safe chase scene in Fast 5. I do agree, that one is really good. And number 1 is still the truck scene at Fast 1.
Okay.
All right, which means we now have to rank this movie overall. Is Fast 9 better than Fast 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. I think we're all in agreement there. Is it better than Fast 8? Which was the last one. That was the submarine one.
No, I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either. I think this is a worse version of that movie. That's
Yeah. Tyrese almost freezing to death like that. I think that was like the most heart-wrenching.
Dude, Roman.
I think that
Roman like makes these movies like watchable, like in some or like
Yeah.
allows you to get to each action scene to some degree.
I was gonna say I think that Justin Lin kind of took because he last directed Six.
Yeah,
I think he took some of the successful heart of Six and
Yeah.
tried to replicate it, and it again just kind of falls flat, feels ham-fisted, as you said, Chris. It's
Mhm.
just like I get what you're going for, but it does not land. Yeah.
yeah. It I don't know. I felt like yeah, because like the Heidi Hubers is like how would I would have done better, but I honestly don't know. I think I would have just abandoned the brother thing altogether.
They could have just known each other in East LA. They didn't
Yeah.
have to be. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it has to be the family thing. Oh God, fuck. Yeah, I don't know. We're getting to the point where this is like a 20-year-old franchise, and it maybe it's on its last legs. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so it's not better than Fast 8, is what we're all saying.
Consensus. Yeah.
It's a very similar plot line to the
Yeah.
point of like MacGuffin, the villain, and like
I mean, some of the story beats even. Yeah. Yeah.
the same villain
I mean-
comes back.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, like 8 has a whole scene of Vin Diesel and Helen Mirren doing quick-witted like
Yeah,
bad guy banter or tough guy banter, and this movie does it again,
it does.
basically. So, yeah.
That's it's 5 years and you get a very similar movie. Yeah, all right. So we have our new number 8 then. So our list for the year of Fast and Furious movies, the definitive list that can never be argued with because we're right all the time, and we will not change our minds later. We may change, but the list won't.
It is immutable,
It's immutable.
handed down.
It is a fact. It will stay here forever.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay. So at number 10 we have Fast 4. At number 9 is
Yeah.
Fast 8. And number 8 is Fast 9. Wait. No, I fucked that up. It's sorry. Fast 8's better than Fast 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. I apologize, folks. The list changes. Well, we could still argue it was the list all along. Its true form just showed.
Okay, that's true. True. You're right. You're right.
You're right.
So, at number 10 is Fast 4. At number 9 is Fast 9. At number 8 is Fast 8. At number 7 is Fast and Furious. Oh my god, they're getting worse. It's Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw. Number 6 is Fast 2. Oh, yeah. And number 5 is Fast 5.
Mhm.
And number 3 is Fast 7. And number 2 is Fast 3. And number 1 is still Fast 1.
Is quick question before we hang up on this great podcast gang. Is Fast 7 the platonic ideal of this franchise? Did Fast 7 do it all?
Dude, I'll be real. These later ones are starting to blend in for me, like the
Fair.
scenes,
Like life. Oh.
like life, South Life. Beat.
Like life.
Fast
I'm sorry.
7.
Yeah.
Is that the Abu Dhabi one? Yeah, it's
That is the
Brian's
Abu
last
Dhabi
Yes,
one, right?
you just said yeah.
And it's the highest rated one of the later franchises. where
Yeah,
I think they're
you know
They're
what?
doing
Yeah, I think
superhero.
it's what these late franchise ones. It's the best one out of those.
Yeah.
It's what I think of when I think of these movies, like these late ones. Now, right?
agreed.
It was the most, and it was probably a lot of fun, most fun.
Yeah.
The first two are just like, yeah. If I was gonna say, I would have no problem at all saying they're good movies.
I agree.
I think they're well made, well thought out, like well written for what they are, especially for what they are.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our new definitive list, folks. It's been a long journey, listeners at wherever you are, wherever you be listening, out on the roads, at home, in the gym, whatever.
Yeah.
We got one more. Technically, we have two more because there's a sequel to Fast 10 coming out, but that's gonna happen whenever that fucking happens. We have one more. We're almost there. The end of the year's
Yeah.
happening.
Oh
Here.
God! Finally,
We have Fast 10.
enough
Sure.
of this shit.
Oh, excuse me.
Doing great.
So, hopefully, well, me, Ian, and Nick have to talk. I think we should decide what next year's theme is by the next episode. I'm sorry, by the next Fast and Furious episode,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that'll be a good like ender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't. I don't think we'll need necessarily to have a prepared list of what exact movies. But we do have to come up with a theme.
Okay.
So we will be discussing that probably on Discord and texting each other or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So
All right.
gonna call it there. That's it. A good podcast.
Good pod, guys. Good pod.
Again,
Thank
as I
you.
mentioned. Oh, sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
No, I said thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for listening. As I said at the beginning of the podcast, I've noticed these episodes, these Fast and Furious ones, tend to do better than the others. So if for whatever reason you came on, let us know why in the comments you hopped on these, what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying. Do you prefer the play-by-plays? Do you not? What are you looking to get out of these?
Explain yourself.
Yeah, explain yourself. What the fuck? No. We appreciate you stopping by, listening.
Yeah. Thank you. So much.
What's your list so far? What's your list of all these
Oh yeah.
going
Chime
on?
off.
And make sure to click the like button and subscribe to all of our platforms: YouTube,
Hit that
Libsyn,
bell.
Spotify. We would love to do sponsors. My goal in life. I tell y'all a little secret. Although people who are hanging out in the streams while still doing them, my goal is to get a sponsorship from Baja Blast.
You can do it.
Because I want and not just Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew would be nice, but I want them to send me a fucking pallet of Baja Blast, specifically Baja Blast Zero, because I'm trying not to die. So,
Not
I
yet.
wanna-
If they gave us the alcoholic version of that you can only get in some
I
markets.
don't think they legally can.
Oh dang it! Okay.
Yeah. By the way, Hard Mountain Dew is now available in California. Did I tell you that?
Oh.
Oh my
didn't
god,
know
I
that.
totally forgot. I told everyone. Ian, you can get it anywhere now. It's at like Ralph's
Okay.
now
well,
too. Get your tall boys at your liquor store. Dude, the
my
tall boys are
keys.
so fucking worth it. Like they're it's 20 ounces of Baja Blast and they're only 100 calories.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Fucking
down for that.
awesome. Fucking wicked awesome. But no, I would love to get sponsored by Baja Blast.
Yeah.
As well as I'm just trying to send out good vibes into the universe right now. I'm trying to manifest right here.
You got this.
Here's the even crazier one, folks.
Mhm.
I want Mountain Dew Energy. There used to be a Mountain Dew Energy, not Kickstart, not whatever that lemon lime one is. They're missing, but it had the lion on it, and they or not the Zero, the Mountain Dew Game Zero or whatever, with the resealable thing. There was a Mountain Dew Energy with the lion on it. And while I did enjoy those, because I won't talk bad about Mountain Dew, because I'm trying to get that Baja Blast sponsorship. While I did enjoy those, they came out with a Baja Blast flavor that only
wow.
had like 1 or 2 grams of sugar, and it was like my fucking favorite energy drink ever.
Okay.
They stopped making them because they made them in tandem with Rockstar. The whole line's gone, not just the Baja Blast, all the Mountain Dew Energy. If Mountain Dew still has cans of Baja Blast Energy, yo, we got 100 people listening to these to these Fast and Furious podcasts. And hey, man, I'll talk up Baja Blast Zero.
What
we will sell whatever you want us to sell to these people.
I remember they were everywhere.
They were everywhere.
Energy, yeah.
I bought a case last time they were available.
Man.
All right. When we come back next time, Fast 10, when next year's theme will be, and then Nick and Ian will then manifest their own sponsorship preferences. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night, folks. Baja Blasted.